Hello everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Donna. Today I'm going to be baking up some Snickerdoodles. One of everybody's favorite cookies, right? I know the number one I believe is chocolate chip. But a lot of people are wanting some cookies, I guess because the holidays are coming up, requesting cookies. So that's where I'm going with cookies a lot. So let's go ahead and jump in with these Snickerdoodles. They're delicious cookies, and I hope y'all give them a try. First off, I'm going in with 1 cup of real butter. That's 1 cup. Now it has to be real butter. You don't want margarine, anything like that in your cookies, because if you're making a Snickerdoodle, it's basically a sugar cookie with cinnamon, rolled in cinnamon sugar. So you do want your cookie base to have that good texture and flavor, and that's where that butter comes in. Alright, so I highly suggest real sweet cream butter. Alright, we got a cup of that in. Let me get my rag here to clean my hands off. Okay, and to that, I'm going to be adding in 3/4 cups of white sugar and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Right to that butter. And I'm going to cream that for about 2 minutes. Alright, I cream that up till it's nice and light. It'll get a little pale looking. And to that I have 1, and make sure your butter here is at room temperature. And I have 1 egg, whole egg, and 1 egg yolk, room temperature. So we'll put 1 in at a time so it'll mix in better. Get that egg mixed into you barely see it anymore. Okay, and then the yolk. That extra yolk lends some chewiness to the cookie. And over here I have a tablespoon of some good vanilla extract. Whoop, alright. Vanilla going flying everywhere. That good old saying, you ain't making a mess, you ain't cooking or baking. Alright. Now I got that all mixed in. Now, over here in my bowl, I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Let me get these over here. I have 1.5 teaspoons of cream of tartar. Let me get a spoon here. Got a lot of humidity here today. See how that's sticking in there? That's 1.5 teaspoons of cream of tartar. That's what gives those good old Snickerdoodles their flavor, the chew, that little zing they got. 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That cornstarch helps with the chewiness also. And if you're using unsalted butter, I would go with 1/2 teaspoon of salt. But I always use salted butter, so I'm going with 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda. Okay. They're really easy and simple cookies. And just get this mixed up. And we're going to add this over here to our wet ingredients that we just creamed up here. Okay. I'll go in with about half. Let it start getting a little moist here. Now what I do with this, when it's, after I get this mixed up, I'll go ahead and pop it in the fridge for about maybe half hour or so. Because if you don't refrigerate your cookie doughs, a lot of the cookies tend to spread a lot, and I want a nice thick, not real thick, but I don't want a thin snickerdoodle. So I'm going to chill my dough to help firm that butter back up that was at room temperature for easy creaming. And we'll get the rest of the flour. Don't overwork your dough. It's important. And when you measure your flour, guys, always make sure not to pack your cups, because if you get too much flour here, your cookies is not going to come out for you. So scoop and level, or lightly pack your cup as you're, fluff up that flour in your canister and scoop your flour in, but don't pack it. But I'm going to mix this up and get it in the freezer for about or fridge for about a half hour. Now with this cookie dough, if it's too hard to handle with the spoon getting it mixed in, clean hands, go in with your hands. Mix it up with your hands. Just like you would do a biscuit or anything else. Just don't overwork it. Just until that cookie dough comes together. Now meanwhile, while your dough is chilling, get you a baking sheet, line it with some parchment paper. If you don't have any, that's fine. Use yourself a good cookie sheet. Hopefully you have a non-stick one. You don't have to grease it. We got plenty of butter going on here. And go ahead and get that oven preheated about 20 minutes after your dough's been chilling. Give it at least 20 minutes, and then go ahead and get your oven preheated to 375. All right? All right. My cookie dough is chilled for a half hour in the refrigerator, and I made my little 2 tablespoon balls. Just get you 2 tablespoon size and roll them into balls. And here I have 1/3 cup of white sugar, regular granulated sugar, and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, or 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, I'm sorry. Okay, and just mix that up. And if you run short on cinnamon sugar, just mix some more up. This is roughly a guess on what to use. And if you like more cinnamon, go with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. But I'm doing 1.5. And I'm just dropping it into that cinnamon sugar, and I'm going to make sure I coat that really well. You want lots of cinnamon sugar on here. Alrighty, we'll get that on there. Place them maybe 2 inches apart. We'll get another one going here, or you can get a bigger bowl and do a few at a time. I just grabbed this one. But you got the idea here. Make sure they're coated well. Guess I'll get 3 across here. And my oven is preheated at 375. They normally take between 13 to 15 minutes. Now the cookie is going to feel like, oh, you're going to be like, it's still raw in the middle. But these cookies will finish setting up, so don't overbake them. If you overbake them, you're going to end up with a hard, dry cookie, and you don't want that. These are supposed to be soft and chewy cookies. So don't overbake them. They will feel like they're underbaked. Within a few minutes, 5-10 minutes after them being out of the oven, you'll notice they're starting to set up. So it's very important not to overbake them. Okay, I'm going to get the rest of them going here on the baking sheet. Get them in, and we'll be back with the finished product. Alrighty, my friends, there's the yummy snickerdoodles. Mine, the first batch took 15 minutes. The second batch took 14 minutes. So, as I say, ovens vary. Now, when they start cracking, that's a good indication that they're just about there. But like I said, don't overbake them. They're going to seem like they're overbaked. And I did let them rest on the cookie sheet 5 minutes. They're going to carry over, cook, and set up for you nicely. In the middle, they'll feel a little undercooked, but that will firm up. You want to see one? Look at there, guys. See there? Nice. They're a nice, soft, chewy cookie. Man, that's good. Tastes like Christmas. They are delicious, guys. Give them a try. Wanted to share it with you guys as always. Until next time, you got a favorite cookie you want, let me know. I'll be more than glad to make it if I can. You guys stay blessed and enjoy those cookies. Bye-bye. Please subscribe.